As a British citizen, what are your responsibilities? Choose two answers. To respect and obey the law, to walk your dog only during the day, to go to church on Sunday, or to look after yourself and your family.
The answer is to respect and obey the law, and to look after yourself and your family. Yes, correct.
Who made the first coins to be minted in Britain? The people of the Stone Age, the Anglo-Saxons, the people of the Iron Age, or the Romans?
The answer is the people of the Iron Age.
Who built the Tower of London? William the Conqueror, Queen Victoria, Queen Elizabeth I,
William the
or
Conqueror.
Oliver Cromwell. There are 15 national parks in England, Wales, and Scotland. What are national parks? Giant greenhouses, land formations of columns made
Areas
by volcanic
of
lava,
protected
areas of
countryside.
protected countryside, or Northern Ireland has its own established church. True or false?
False.
Which three territories form Great Britain? Wales, Northern Ireland, England,
Wales,
or
England,
Scotland?
Scotland.
How often are Prime Minister's questions held in the Parliament?
Is every week.
Day? Every week? Which king was executed in 1649? James I, Charles II, James VII, or
I
Charles
think Charles first. Yeah.
Where was William Shakespeare born?
Stratford-upon-Avon.
Oldham, Stratford-upon-Avon. Which two of the following are famous British Paralympians? Dame Kelly Holmes, Baroness Tanni Grey-Thompson, Jane Tourville, or Ellie Simmons?
Wow, I don't know this one. This one. And yes, correct.
Who was reigning in England when English settlers first began to colonize the eastern coast of America?
Elizabeth first.
Henry VIII. Scotland and Wales use a system called individual registration, where all those entitled to vote must complete their own registration form. True or false?
False.
On what day is the birth of Jesus Christ celebrated? Father's Day, Christmas Day,
Christmas.
New Year, or what sort of battle was the Battle of Britain, fought between Germany and Britain in the summer of 1940? A battle in the sea, an aerial battle,
An aerial
a
battle.
battle in the mountains. Where is Swansea located? England, Northern Ireland, Scotland,
In Wales.
Which two political parties formed a coalition in 2010? The Conservative Party, the Green
The
Party,
Conservative Party.
the Labour Party, or the Liberal Democrats Party?
The answer is the Conservative Party, the Liberal Democrats Party.
Who established the Church of England? Henry VIII,
Henry
Oliver
VIII.
Cromwell, Winston Churchill, or
In 1348, 1/3 of the population in England, Wales, and Scotland died as a result of which disease? The Black Death. Correct.
haggis is a traditional food from which area? Wales,
Scotland.
England, Northern Ireland. Which court deals with minor criminal offences in Scotland? The Sheriff Court, the Magistrates Court, the Crown Court, or the Justice of the Peace Court?
I have no idea. Which court deals with minor criminal offence in Scotland? I have no idea. But the correct answer is the Justice of the Peace Court. In Scotland, minor criminal offence go to a Justice of the Peace Court.
Which two of the following records give us information about England during the reign of William I? The Magna Carta, the Domesday Book, the Bayeux Tapestry, or the Canterbury Tales?
The correct answer is the Domesday Book and the Bayeux Tapestry.
In 1913, the British government promised Home Rule for Ireland. Why were any changes in Ireland delayed until 1921? Due to the outbreak of the First World War? Due to the outbreak of the Second World War? Because there was not a king on the British throne? Or due to the outbreak of the
The
Black
correct
Death?
answer is due to the outbreak of First World War.
Which of the following statements is true? Elizabeth I was a Protestant and she succeeded in finding a balance between the views of the Catholics and the more extreme Protestants. Or Elizabeth I was a Catholic
The
and
correct
she
answer
succeeded in
is
finding a balance between the views of the Catholics and the more extreme
Elizabeth
Protestants.
I was a Protestant and she succeeded in finding a balance between the view of the Catholics and the more extreme Protestants.
Which two documents do you need to apply for a national insurance number? A document with your address on it, such as a tenancy agreement, documents that prove that you have permission to work in the UK, a contract from your employer, or documents that prove your identity.
Documents that prove your identity and documents that prove that you have permission to work in the UK. Correct. Indeed. Okay. Let's move to the next one. Okay.
As a British citizen, you should respect and obey the law, vote in all elections, take part in religious activities, or
The correct answer
look
is
after the area in
respect
which you
and
live
obey the
and the
law.
environment.
Look after the area in which you live and the environment. Correct.
When is Halloween celebrated? 5th of November,
31st
11th of November,
October.
31st of October. The Bill of Rights in 1689 gave women the right to vote. True
Foolish.
or false? What is the name of the most famous cricket competition played between England and Australia? The Ashes, the Six Nations Championship, the Grand National,
The correct
or
answer is
the Australian Open. What was the biggest source of employment during the 18th century? Fishing, teaching, aircraft industry, or manufacturing?
manufacturing.
In 1314, the Scottish, led by Robert the Bruce, defeated the English at the Battle of Bannockburn, and Scotland remained unconquered by the English. True or false?
True.
Which of the following is an example of criminal offence? Smoking in public places where it is not allowed? Disputes about faulty goods or services? Disputes about an unfair dismissal in the workplace? Or a dispute between the landlord and
Smoking
the
in public
tenants who have not
place
paid the rent?
where is not it is not allowed.
Which Scottish clan was killed for not taking the oath? The MacLean of Lochbuie, the MacDowells of Garthland, the Macphersons of Cluny, or the MacDonalds of Glencoe?
The correct answer is the MacDonalds of Glencoe.
Which two issues can the devolved administrations pass laws on? Defence, social security, health, or education?
Health and education.
The assassination of the Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria in 1914 led to which of the following wars?
To the First World War.
The First World War. What is the capital city of Scotland? Glasgow, St Andrews,
I think that one
Edinburgh,
is
or
Edinburgh.
Aberdeen? In 1833, the Emancipation Act abolished slavery throughout the British Empire.
Yes, true statement.
Or false? What is the name of the process by which many Scottish landlords destroyed individual small farms, known as crofts, to make space for large flocks of sheep and cattle? The Black Death, the Corn Removal, the Highland Clearances,
Highland
the
clearance.
Enlightenment. The Falkland Islands are a British overseas territory and are part of the United Kingdom. True or false?
I think this statement is false.
Which two of the following are Civil War battles? The Battle of Waterloo, the Battle of Marston Moor, the Battle of Naseby, or the Battle of Agincourt? Which two of the following are Civil War battles? The Battle of Waterloo, the Battle of Marston Moor, the Battle of Naseby,
I think
the Battle of Agincourt?
the Battle of Marston Moor, the Battle of Naseby, because the Battle of Waterloo was with French. The Battle of Agincourt was with French, so it's no civil law. It could be the Battle of Marston Moor, the Battle of Naseby. Correct.
What was the name of the activist group who fought for the women's right to vote? Chartists, Beefeaters, Suffragettes, or Quakers?
Wow.
What was the name of the activist group who fought for the women's right to vote? Chartists, Beefeaters, Suffragettes,
correct.
or what UK landmark was voted as Britain's favourite view in 2007? The Big Ben,
I
Lake
think
District,
Lake
Snowdonia,
District.
or the London Eye? Who were the first people to live in Britain in what we call the Stone Age?
The
Farmers,
hunter-gatherers.
Peasants, hunter-gatherers. What is the name of the movement against the authority of the Pope and the ideas of the Catholic Church that took place during the reign of Henry VIII? The Reformation, the Enlightenment, the Glorious
I
Revolution,
think the
or
Reformation.
the Renaissance? What do you need to do to apply for a national insurance number? Contact the NHS, contact the Department of Work and Pensions, DWP, contact your local MP, or ask your employer to get it for you.
The correct answer is contact the Department of Work and Pension. DWP. Contact the second answer. Ask your employer to get it for you. Okay. Then contact the Department for Work and Pension. Correct.
Which of the following is a major horse racing event in England? The Wimbledon Championship, Royal Ascot, the Open Championship, or the Six Nations
Ascot.
Championship?
Correct.
How many members form a jury in Scotland? 12, 14,
I
15,
think 15.
or
Correct.
20. What is known as Lent? The 40 days before Christmas, the 40 days after Easter, the 40 days before Easter, or the 40
What
days after
is
Christmas?
known as Lent? The 40 days before Easter. Correct.
When was the last successful foreign invasion of England? 1415, 1314,
1066.
1066,
Correct.
or 1200?
Good. Okay. Let's move to the 8.
World War II started as a result of Germany invading which country?
Holland.
France, Russia. Which flower is associated with Scotland? The shamrock, the rose, the daffodil,
I think
or
it's C2.
the thistle?
Correct.
Police complaints can only be made by writing to the chief constable of the police force involved. True or false? Police complaints can only be made by writing to the chief constable of the police force involved.
This statement is
True
false.
or
Correct.
false? Which of the following is a responsibility of the Home Secretary? Economy, crime, education, or defense?
Crime. Yes.
When is St. David's Day celebrated? 1st of March, 17th of March, 23rd of
1st
April,
of March, I think.
or
Correct.
17th. What happened to Mary, Queen of Scots, after she spent
She
20
was
years in
executed.
prison? She became Queen of England.
Yeah,
She was sent
correct.
to France. Which of the following lines are from the national anthem? Choose two options. We shall never surrender. God save our gracious Queen. Send her victorious. Or the darling buds of May.
Yeah, the correct answer is God save our gorgeous queen, send her victors. I think these two. Correct. Yes.
Northern Ireland and Scotland have their own banknotes, which are valid everywhere in the UK. True or
This statement
false?
is true.
How many national parks are there in England, Wales, and Scotland?
15, I think.
25?
Correct.
15? Is Northern Ireland part of Great Britain? Yes
This statement is
or no?
false. No.
If you are a dog owner, which two things should your dog's collar have when you go out for a walk? The owner's address, the owner's name, the dog's breed, or
The owner's address, the owner's name. Okay.
what day relates to the death of Jesus Christ? Good Friday, Easter
It's
Sunday,
Good Friday.
Easter Monday. Who is the heir to the throne of Britain? The Prince of Wales, the Prince of Cambridge, the Prince of Edinburgh, or the Duke
The
of
Prince of Wales. Correct.
What was achieved with the Carta Magna? It restricted the king's power, it increased the king's power, it restricted the rights of the farmers, or it increased women's power. What was achieved with the Carta Magna? It restricted the king's power, it increased the king's power, it restricted the rights of the farmers, or it increased women's power.
I think it restricted all the king power. Correct.
Female genital mutilation,
Taking.
FGM, or taking a girl or woman abroad for FGM is illegal in the UK and it is a criminal offence.
True.
Or
Yes.
false? What year were women given the right to vote? 1918, 1925, 1949, or
1918.
1914?
Which two of the following?
Which two of the following are British overseas territories? St. Helena, Solomon Islands, Mauritius,
St. Helena
or
and the...
the Falkland Islands?
Oh, yes, thank you.
Who did the English defeat in 1588? The Normans, the Romans,
The Spanish
the
Armada.
Spanish Armada, or the Saxons? Who designed the cenotaph? Sir Norman Foster, Lancelot Capability Brown, Sir Edwin Lutyens, or Isambard Kingdom Brunel?
I don't know which one is that. Who designed the cenotaph? Sir Norman Foster, Lancelot Capability Brown. I think I said Edwin Lutyens. I don't know. Yeah, the correct answer is Sir Edwin Lutyens.
How often are the members of the Welsh Government elected? Every
It's
5
every
years?
4 years.
Every 2 years? Every
Correct.
4 years? During which period did the Beatles become popular and social laws were liberalised? 1960s, 1970s, 1980s, or 1950s? During which period did the Beatles become popular and social laws were liberalised? 1960s, 1970s, 1980s, or 1950s?
The correct answer is 1960. The decade of the 1960s was a period of significant social change. It was known as the swinging 60s. There was growth in British fashion, cinema, and popular music. Two well-known pop music groups at the time were the Beatles and the Rolling Stones. It was also a time when social laws were liberalized, for example, in relation to divorce and to abortion in England, Wales, and Scotland. The position of women in the workplace also improved.
The Man Booker Prize is awarded in which of the following categories? Films, sport, literature, or music?
Literature, correct.
What sort of election takes place when a member of the Parliament, MP, dies or resigns?
It's by election,
Coalition,
correct.
pre-selection, random. What is the Turner Prize? A literature award, a music award, a contemporary art award, or a theatre award?
I have no idea what is Turner Prize. I think, yeah, correct. Contemporary Art Award.
Which flower is associated with Northern Ireland? The daffodil, the thistle, the shamrock,
The Shamrock.
or the rose?
Shamrock, correct.
The last battle between Britain and France was the Battle of Waterloo.
Correct, yes.
Or false? £100 is the highest value note in circulation in the UK.
False is 50.
Where is the Lake District National Park located?
It's in England.
Scotland, Wales. Which two responsibilities will you have as a British citizen? To buy food locally To volunteer in a community project at least once a year. To look after yourself and your family.
This one?
To respect the rights of others, including their right to their own opinions.
Yeah, these two. Correct.
Who was born in Stratford-upon-Avon?
William
Jane Austen,
Shakespeare.
Charles Dickens,
Correct.
William Shakespeare. Why is 1928 an important year in women's voting history? Women were given the right to vote at the age of 18, the same as men. Women were given the right to vote at the age of 25. Women were given the right to vote at the age of 30. Or women were given the right to vote at the age of 21,
Yeah.
the same as men.
The correct answer is women were given the right to vote at the age of 21, the same as men. Correct.
What does Hogmanay refer to? Christmas Day in Wales, New Year's Eve in Scotland, Christmas Day in Scotland,
New Year's Eve in
Wales.
In Scotland. Correct.
What is the capital city of Northern Ireland?
I think
Cork,
Belfast.
Edinburgh.
Correct.
Which of the following wars took place between 1899 and 1902 in South Africa?
The
The
Boer.
100 Years' War, the
Right.
Boer War. Northern Ireland uses a system called individual registration, and all those entitled to vote must complete their own registration form. True or false?
This statement is true. Yes.
Which two of the following policies are not controlled by the devolved administrations?
Immigration
Health,
and defense.
education,
Correct.
defense. How old do citizens of the UK, the Irish Republic, or the Commonwealth have to be to stand for public
18.
office?
Correct.
18, 21. How did the government promote policies of free trade during the Victorian age? Abolishing a number of taxes on imported goods, abolishing the exportation of local produce, preventing the importation of cheap raw materials, or preventing the importation of cheap grain.
I don't know. How did the government promote policies of free trade during the Victorian age, abolishing a number of taxes on imported goods, abolish the exportation of local goods, preventing the importation of cheap raw material? I think the correct answer is abolishing a number of taxes on imported goods. During Victorian times, the government began to promote policies of free trade, abolishing a number of taxes on imported goods. One example of this was the repealing of the corn laws in 1846. This had prevented the import of cheap grain. The reforms helped the development of the British industry because raw materials could now be imported cheaply.
Who was Admiral Nelson? One of the tribal leaders who fought against the Romans, a British officer in charge of the British Army at the Battle of Waterloo, a British general who established the authority of the English Parliament, or a British officer in charge of the British fleet at the Battle of Trafalgar against the Spanish fleet?
I think the answer is a British officer in charge of the British fleet at the Battle of Trafalgar against the Spanish fleet. That is correct.
During the Middle Ages, who were the serfs? Peasants who had a small area of their lord's agricultural land, soldiers who fought at the Battle of Trafalgar, noblemen who formed part of the King's Council of Advisors, or a group of skilled people from Holland who came to
The answer
England
is
during the Middle Ages.
peasant who had a small area of their lord's agricultural land. Correct.
Which invention led to the rapid development of industry in Britain during the 18th and 19th centuries? The radar, steam power, the jet engine, or
I
the
think the
Turing
steam
machine?
power. Correct.
MPs can only be contacted by post. True or
Full.
false?
Correct.
What movement challenged the authority of the Pope? The swinging
The
60s, the
Reformation.
Reformation,
That's correct.
the suffragettes. What English king introduced the Doomsday Book? King Henry V, King Henry
I
IV,
think William the
William
Conqueror.
the Conqueror,
Correct.
or what did the Butler Act introduce in 1944? Free primary education in England, Wales and Scotland, free university fees in England, Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland, free primary and secondary education in England, Wales and Scotland, or free secondary education in England and Wales.
University. The correct answer is primary, secondary school in English, Wales and Scotland. I think the correct answer is, I would say this one. Free secondary education, England and Wales. Yes, correct.
What is the small claims procedure? An informal way of helping people to settle minor disputes without spending a lot of time and money using a lawyer, or a procedure that helps people to make small home insurance claims in certain circumstances.
I think the answer is this one. An informal way of helping people to settle minor disputes without spending a lot of time and money using a lawyer. Correct.
What building was constructed in Hyde Park to hold the Great Exhibition of 1851? The Crystal Palace, Buckingham Palace, Kensington Palace,
The Crystal Palace.
or
Correct.
Apsley House? Who was Florence Nightingale? An economist, a painter, a nurse, or a poet?
And nurse. Yeah, thank you. I finished. From 6 to 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. 4 test is here.